Hey, you there, in the baby registry rabbit hole. The thing experienced parents agree on? A Nanit Smart Baby Monitor. One camera, one app for video, breathing motion monitoring, and personalized sleep insights. All in one place. Check in from anywhere, get real-time safety notifications, and capture every sleepy smile and goodnight kiss. The best part? Those insights help you get more sleep, starting night one. Add it to your registry or shop at Nanit, nanit.com.
Are you noticing your car insurance rate creep up even without tickets or claims? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry handles the legwork by comparing quotes side by side from over 50 top insurers so you can confidently hit buy. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Jerry even tracks rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Don't settle for higher rates. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/libsyn today. That's jerry.ai/libsyn.
Kempire is brought to you by. Here we go now. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Be sure to like the video, be sure to share the video, and don't forget, you can also hear an audio version of our live recaps on the Kempire podcast. Be sure to subscribe today if you're not subscribed. Speaking of subscribing, scrolling across your screen, our new mailing list, Kempire's Inner Circle. For those that have been wanting to get all the tea on my vacation, normally I will share it in some shape or form, maybe in a podcast episode. Well, no, now we've launched Kempire's Inner Circle, where you have an opportunity to not even just find out where I'm traveling, just some of the details. I feel like I've shared some details that other people could use if coming to the said city that I came to for my birthday trip. I do want to say thank you to everyone that sent messages, DMs, text messages, all beautiful messages for my birthday. Thank you. I'm still away, as you guys can see, but I've gotten a better setup because I'm really making an effort and I'm not in the bed. So this week I wanted to talk about, or this particular live that's pre-recorded, that I wanted to talk about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. You may have seen, I don't know, I left New York, I don't know if at the right time or the wrong time, because so many things were happening the week that I left. And I was like, and people that I didn't realize were coming into the city at the time came into the city. And I'm just like, well, damn, I guess I just was not meant to be in New York City at this particular time, which is fine. All right. I needed to get a little bit of warmth. I definitely did. But I hear New York has warmed or did warm up a little bit before I left. Not sure if it's still quite warm. Probably feeling more like spring. Maybe. But I did have an opportunity to watch the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. If you missed it, guys, I did recap Real Housewives of Atlanta yesterday. I also recapped Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, final part of the reunion. Those are two separate videos. You can find that here on the channel. I've also posted a couple of short form content. I also have another shopping haul from Banana Republic that I'm going to be sharing on TikTok first. I will eventually share it here at some particular point. No promises when. I also have another shopping haul from my birthday trip. So not sure when I'm going to drop that. And Club KEMPIRE Baddies, I know you've been waiting on a good, juicy episode. It's probably going to have to wait until I return, just because literally I'm recording this particular live recap before doing anything else and in the middle of just enjoying my trip and all that good stuff. Either way, Real Housewives of Rhode Island was renewed. That information came out this past week. They had the NBC Universal Upfront where they announced what's coming up on the network. They also dropped the Next Gen Season 2, Next Gen NYC Season 2 trailer. What did you guys think of it? I'd never really gotten to NYC, Next Gen NYC. I did watch it. I didn't recap it. If you came to any of our live shows, I did talk about it in different cities. We talked about it in Philly. I believe we talked about it a little bit in Atlanta. We talked a little bit about it during not my last New York show, but the one before that. So yeah, all of that. Sidebar, speaking of live shows, the Brooke Ashley, who's opened for me multiple times, just announced her own live show happening in New York City. Be sure to check out her socials for more ticket information. After this goes live, I will add the ticket information in the description of this video. So go support her as well. There should be a live stream option for that as well. All right, let's get to the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I digress because we were talking about the NBCU upfronts where they announced a bunch of different shows. So, of course, they were talking about Next Gen NYC. They talked about renewing Married to Medicine for season 13. They talked about some new shows that are coming. They also, not at the NBC Universal upfront, but Amazon announced that they have this new reality show, which we already talked to you guys about. And if you're a Club KEMPIRE baddie, I spilled some tea about what went down during filming of this new reality show with Margaret Joseph, Kenya Moore, Tamar Braxton. Some of the Chrisleys are there, things like that. So if you're a Club KEMPIRE baddie, you already got a little bit of the tea. And if I find out more, and I probably will find out more, stay tuned. I also saw that Garcelle and Giselle had the same outfit on. Garcelle was in New York City promoting her new book, which if you're a part of the inner circle, then you already know I was talking a little bit about Garcelle's new book. But I also saw that Giselle at the upfronts wore the same outfit. Giselle just knows how to make something look tacky. I'm sorry, Giselle, but gosh, damn. And seeing it side by side, seeing how Garcelle made it look classy and seeing Giselle, how she made it look trashy. God. Anyway, I've digressed yet again. So a lot of people were wondering whether or not Real Housewives of Rhode Island would get renewed. I didn't expect an announcement at the upfronts just because they literally are in the middle of their season and they're having such a good season. Can we just say that? You guys have been asking me since episode 1, what do you think of the show? Do you think that it's amazing? Some people were in the, whatchamacallit, in the comment section talking about it's iconic. Now, after 6 episodes, and then I think I told you after episode 5, I was like, I'm in. I am in. I am in. I am in. I am in. Okay. So anyway. So I wanted to report to you that Deadline is reporting exclusively that The Real Housewives of Rhode Island has been renewed for season 2. They deserve it. On this week, I haven't cried I didn't cry, but I teared up watching this week's episode, especially hearing Joellen's story and Alicia's story. And it's been a while. And I had to think to myself, when was the last time I teared up during a Real Housewives episode? And I had to think to myself, it was Mary Cosby and her son having that conversation about his addiction. That was the last time. We don't really have a lot of those moments, but I have to give it to them. Even if it's based off of how they spliced and edited this crew together, it's been a great season for Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I'm not surprised that they were renewed. And you all are wondering, was there any mention of Real Housewives of Miami at the upfronts? No, but Andy Cohen did talk about Miami when being interviewed recently. And he says if it was up to him, he would have all the shows on at one time. We know that. But I believe he had a decision to make. And Miami was one of the ones he was like, just not worth it for me. I want to invest in Rhode Island. I want to invest in New York City. Honestly, I would have invested trying to make Miami work more than New York City, but I get it. As someone that's born and raised in New York, I understand his affinity for New York City and wanting that to work. I am not going to believe any hype that anyone, Andy, or any of the other housewives on New York will say about the season until I see it for myself. You are rebooting a reboot. So I'm going to wait till I see the final edit. And Cara Razwell is not someone that's making me excited to see this new season. She never was exciting to me. Am I the only one? She was never anything it to me, but fine. Okay. And that doesn't take away from her success, her writing, her book. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about, I didn't mind her on Real Housewives of New York, but it was like, oh my gosh, Carol's gone. I miss her. She was so iconic. No, she was no Bethany Frankel. Just saying, no matter how you feel about Bethany, she's polarizing. Carol was never that person. Just saying. Anyway, so according to Deadline, it said Bravo, which is set to have over 500 hours of original programming on air this year, is bringing back the majority of its reality slate as a part of a bumper renewal package. This includes a second season for The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, which had become a major hit for NBC Universal's cable network. And the ratings, the live ratings, have been strong for Real Housewives of Rhode Island. The live ratings also have been pretty strong for Real Housewives of Atlanta, too. So I don't want to take away from that Atlanta. I don't need Rhode Island on Sundays anymore, though. For season 2, I think they should bring back our Black Sundays, meaning that we need another Black show or a people of color like Family Karma. This would have been a perfect opportunity for them to announce that Family Karma is coming back, but they didn't. I will never understand why Family Karma isn't coming back. because you can't tell me it was ratings. Their ratings were strong. And it's one of those shows that people keep asking for. And anytime I have an opportunity to talk about Family Karma coming back, I'm going to. You guys keep asking for Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. Nope. I much rather Family Karma. And that's no shade to the cast, but you guys had 2 seasons. Could they giving you a 3rd season to help people get this cast together? Maybe. However, I would have preferred a season 4 of Family Karma than another season of Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. It just wasn't it. It was good while it lasted, but it just wasn't it. Okay? And apparently it wouldn't have been it in the season 3. Okay? You can see my voice is already going just because I've been working. Okay? So do me a favor and like the video if you haven't already. All right. All right. Anyway, so they continue. They said the series, which premiered last month, oh my gosh, follows Alicia Comedy. I'm not going to read all these ladies. Y'all don't even know who these ladies even look like. You feel like they all look the same. Okay. It's produced by Evolution Media, the same people that produce Orange County, the same people that produce Beverly Hills. So you could already tell there is going to be a level of favoritism. Look, I believe the network's going to favor certain production companies from certain cities. Do I believe that NBC Universal is going to, I think if Summer House Martha's Vineyard was produced by an Evolution, they probably would have gotten a season 3. Just saying. All right. So it's produced by Evolution Media, which produces The Real Housewives of Orange County, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's executive produced by Andy Cohen, Lucilla D'Agostino, Joseph Ferraro, Jen. Okay, I don't care. Sorry. Andy joked to Deadline recently, here's the thing about roadies. You don't F with them. Okay. Speaking at the Deadline Realities TV Summit, he added, I think one of the reasons Rhode Island is so incredible is that the women's self-awareness about being on the show is incredibly low. They are uniquely themselves and taking us along for the ride. That's so important. There have been a lot of times where a housewife will join and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, she studied this. That's what we try to avoid. That's one thing I have to agree with them. They definitely don't feel like they're self-producing. In season 2, I could see them starting to do that just based on people's reactions. Because they are coming from such a city that's not well known, and there is real organic friendships. When in this week's episode, we had Alicia talking about being friends with Joellen's sister in school and noticing when they were not in school and people talking about that. There's real history that I can see why people compare them to New Jersey, because when New Jersey started, Jersey is probably my top 3 of favorite cities of Real Housewives. Yeah, definitely my top 3, because included in that would be Real Housewives of Atlanta and New York City. So New Jersey, when it first started, real connections, real family connections. People didn't have anything else to go by. So they literally were just themselves. And I can see a little bit of that in this cast. Okay. Cohen said that what he found interesting was that Rhode Island was a small local community where everyone is in each other's business. It's the perfect setting, creatively and from a story point of view, he added. It's aspirational and beautiful, which is a part of these shows, which is a big part of these shows. Rachel Smith, EVP on scripted content, Bravo and Peacock, added that after 20 years on air, viewers consider the housewives friend. They're in their living rooms with them. They feel deeply about them. It's almost irrational how much they can feel about them. Oh, she called y'all irrational. It's the level of relatability that you've got to know these people over years. There's vulnerability. It's aspirational, she said at the Reality TV Summit. So apparently elsewhere, they confirmed that Bravo has renewed the Bali Persian style. I will not be recapping or watching this season just because of Reza and some of the things Reza has said over the years, but also recently what Reza has said and done. So anyway, I'm not surprised Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition for season 2 has been renewed. I wonder if Andy gets a percentage because it is Real Housewives related. Isn't that crazy? Below Deck Down Under for season 5, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City for season 7. We're not surprised by that because they literally are filming. They're about to wrap up. Summer House for season 11. Not shocked at that. Southern Charm for season 12. Wow, it's been 12 years of Southern Charm. Married to Medicine for season 13 and Top Chefs for season 24. They join Below Deck, the Real Housewives of Potomac, the Real Housewives of New York City, the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, which have all been previously renewed. Smith added that Bravo continues to grow. What we've managed to do is create a universe and a community where people feel seen and it's a part of their identity. Our job is to just keep feeding that and keep those franchises alive and fresh. And that's the update in regards to Real Housewives and what's going on with Real Housewives, right? Roy. All right. So this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, I didn't take any notes, so I'm not going to go scene by scene, which is fine because normally we include Rhode Island with a bunch of other hot topics for Tuesday Takeover. So I'm just going to talk off the dome in regards to what happened in this week's episode. So they're still on their girls trip, and still no sight of Rula or Dolores. Did you miss Dolores? Even when we see a preview of Dolores in the upcoming episode, I'm like, Dolores was not needed. She was not needed. I guess maybe in their heads, they were thinking a new city, let's put someone familiar on. But I'm thinking maybe once they started putting the edit together, like, I guess we really didn't need Dolores. But good for you, Dolores, for getting that check. I'm not going to be mad at Dolores for getting a check. Are you? No.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
If you're moving all your precious possessions, here's something no one tells you. It's not just packing boxes. It's figuring out what supplies you need, how to lift without hurting yourself, how to protect what matters most, how to fit everything into a truck, and how to get it there safely and on time. That's where United Van Lines comes in. With nearly a century of experience, United knows exactly what movers like you need. Guidance, protection, and professionals who've done this thousands of times before. From careful packing and secure loading to transportation and final delivery, United handles every step so you don't have to guess, stress, or figure it out alone. Your belongings are protected, your timeline is respected, and no deposit is required. So instead of worrying about the details, you can focus on what comes next. A new place, new memories, and a fresh start. Your first big move doesn't have to feel overwhelming. Move with the people who know how to get you there. United Van Lines, America's #1 mover. Get a free quote at UnitedVanLines.com.
And I'm sure she probably got a nice check for it too. I'm sure it wasn't some sort of simple check. All right. But anyway, those are one of the things I know is that we didn't get Rula. Rula does not show up. Rula, we do have a scene with Rula. Rula's carrying the season on her back. Let's be honest. Yes, everyone is contributing, but Rula's story and the drama that's Rula's life is carrying the season. Her delusion is carrying the season because if she had just said, I'm leaving this man, it still would have been an interesting season. She needs to leave this man. She's making so many excuses not to be around this group. Even that scene with them at home and her being in the bed and her being sick, I don't believe that. I watched the after show and she was like, guys, I had this. I was in the hospital for 14 days and blah, 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 blah. I don't believe any of that. And I'm thinking part of what Rula is doing here is that she doesn't want another divorce because she didn't even want to talk about the first divorce. So you can only imagine the embarrassment culturally that she's just, I don't want another divorce under my belt. But you're with a man that is cheating on you disrespectfully. And Rhode Island is not that big. So there are plenty of people walking around knowing your business. And now you're on a reality show. And now rest of America knows your business. Rhode Island was the only people that knew your business. Now the rest of America knows your business. Okay, fine. Fine. And when you look at, what's my husband's name? Oh my gosh, I get Brian. When you look at him, you're like, was this worth it? I don't think it's worth it. But fine. So Rula has this whole scene of her being at home, him trying to be the doting husband. The cute children come up, give her, Mommy, here's a picture to make you feel better. They don't know any better. They're just playing along. Mommy's sick. Let me go see how Mommy's doing. And he's sitting there playing like the doting husband. I'm like, okay, fine. So the ladies are still at this beautiful mansion, having a great time. Last week's episode, we were talking about Kelsey and Rosie and their argument. Kelsey saying to Rosie, oh, this is like the first time you've been really authentic. And then when confronted about what's your issue with her, I feel like she's always fake. It's about this when it comes to her marriage and this about her house and blah, blah, blah. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. But in this week's episode, they end up having a conversation and just letting bygones be bygones. Kelsey, you had no real issue with Rosie. I think because Joe Ellen doesn't like Rosie and you're close to Joe Ellen, you decided to jump on the hate train because you made it 1 minute. It was about her not posting you on social media. Then it was about her not being 100% authentic. Then when you say, oh, this is the first time you've been authentic. Oh, it was a compliment. No, it wasn't. It was shade. It was shade. Sidebar. Her relationship, you remember, rumor of the street is that even before they came on the show, her and this guy, her ex-boyfriend, sugar daddy, whatever you want to call him, they had already broken up. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even care. But now, I don't know what she's doing now. I'm wondering if she's dating Billy. I think I called him Bobby last week. I don't. Do I care? Because do I feel like this is going to really go anywhere? No. I think Billy Bobby will be there because he's just going to be there. I think he likes her. I think he will always like her. I don't think that's going to be anything serious. I think she's going to end up finding herself another sugar daddy, or this guy's going to continue to take care of her. And whenever he's in Rhode Island, see her. But the way she describes the relationship in the after show, Kelsey, it doesn't sound like she signed up for this type of relationship. It was like she found out that this is what he expected. And he was taking care of her lifestyle. So she just was like, okay. I tell you, I feel like Kelsey has a lot of trauma that she probably doesn't realize that she has. And maybe we'll unpack that in season 2. Maybe. But I don't get her issues with Rosie. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But what I can appreciate, they put a kibosh on it at the top of this week's episode, and they go down a water slide. They're having a good time. They're even enjoying the butlers. Rosie, you're not going to get away from these rumors that you hate your husband and that you're not attracted to your husband, because the way that you were flirting and taking in all that eye candy of Boris and Cujo, I'm just like, she don't like that man. She's not attracted to that man. Why did she get with that man? Is he able to provide a lifestyle? Stability? She is a Taurus. We like stability. I ain't settling though. We also like pretty things. We also like pretty things. I don't think her husband's bad looking. It's her that makes us think that she's not attracted to him. But okay. Ashley has been really emotional in this week's episode. And what I can appreciate from the other women, when they see her get emotional, they know that's authentic. They just find it a little strange. Oh my gosh, why are we crying? Because remember last week she was crying about not having something to cry about. And when you unpack what happened in this week's episode of Real Housewives Rhode Island, it kind of makes sense. Is that she's probably living in a state of constant fear and anxiety that potentially something could happen. And now her son's not feeling well. Jared's not home. She's not home. So at one particular point when they go on the boat during this girls trip, her father, who's a doctor, he needs to go to the ER. So now she's having a conniption. She's, oh my gosh. And I think it's like when she cries, there's a part of me that wants to laugh at her. Anyone else? Because it's the way she cries. But there's another part of me like, I really like Ashley. I think she's a decent person. But part of me like, when she starts bawling, the way she balls makes me want to laugh, but I don't want to laugh because she's crying. That's not very nice to laugh at someone when they're crying, right? But I'm sure when you watch some of these Hulu reality shows, you will end up laughing and crying at the same time. Shout out to Hulu for sponsoring today's live recap of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Real talk. You live for reality TV. Every time it gets crazy, gets juicy, gets dramatic, and completely irresistible. And lucky for you, Hulu on Disney Plus does too, with the most unhinged and unmatched library of shows. Period. Turn on larger-than-life docusoaps like Season 4 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and the hit new series Love Thy Nader, featuring superstar model Brooks Nader and her sisters. Obsess over the seasons of iconic dating shows like Love Island UK and Farmer Wants a Wife. Get hooked on irresistible food competitions like Master Chef. Dive into hit game shows like Celebrity Family Feud and revel in show-stopping fashion competitions, including the one and only Project Runway. Whatever it is you're into, Hulu has it all. No filler, no fluff, just thousands of episodes of the very best in reality TV every single day. Because Hulu gets real. Stream now on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundled subscribers. Terms apply. And we're back. Shout out to Hulu. Did you guys see that they announced that there's going to be another Secret Lives of Mormon Wives for, was it the OC or something like that? There's a lot of new reality shows coming up. And we're about to have a little bit of a drought when it comes to Real Housewives, which is great because then we can delve into something else or do something else or cover a different story. And I've been a little bit out of the loop when it comes to anything that's happened. Not really out of the loop, just I haven't been creating content about some of the stuff. Anyway, I say all that to say shout out to Hulu for sponsoring today. We appreciate them. Okay. So as the groups separate, Joe Ellen and Alicia go for a walk. And the other ladies, Kelsey, I was going to say Rula, but no, Liz, Ashley, Rosie, all of them are back at the house having a good time and flirting with the butlers and going down this slide. Fine. Liz is just, oh, I love the girls, but this is not my type of fun. This is not the thing. And look, we have to remember there's a big age difference. There's probably almost a 30-year age difference between Liz and the other girls. It doesn't really feel that way. You know it exists, but it doesn't really feel that way. But I also kind of get where she's coming from because me too, and I'm not even Liz's age, but part of I don't really care about sliding down a pool or down this water slide. But they're trying to create content because what else are they going to do in this big fabulous house? They have to create things to do. And that's one of the things that they created. And they were having a good time and looking at the eye candy and flirting with the eye candy, even though at least two of them are married. Ashley wasn't flirting. Ashley, I love my husband, and you chased him down. That's the word on the street. Everyone that watched The Bachelor Nation, they said that you chased that man. So we know you don't see no one but Jared. Ashley, we know you chased that man until he couldn't just give up and just be like, finally, that family's jawline. Just say the family's jawline is something serious, right? Anyway, so they're having a good time. This part of the episode between Joe Ellen and Alicia was my favorite part of the episode. It was a beautiful moment, but also heartbreaking because so many of you are so critical of Reba. You're critical of Bronwyn's mother, Mummy. What's her name? Muffin? What's her name? I got what we call her. Y'all are so critical of some of these Mama Joyce. None of them compare to the terribleness of Joe Ellen's mother. Look, there are so many things. And look, we have years of evidence of Mama Joyce and Muffy, Reba. We've got some time in watching those relationships. Just based off what Joe Ellen says in this moment, first of all, the fact that Joe Ellen is such a normal person and turned out okay and hardworking and has a solid family and tries to do something completely different with her own children, kudos to Joe Ellen. Because Joe Ellen, I don't know how you did it. And I don't know how you're able to even look at your mother to this day without looking at her like, you're a terrible human being. And I know that's not my mama, but look, this is my recap. And you all will chime in below. Okay, let me just tell you what happened. So her mother sent her away 3 different times. 3 different times. One particular place, and it just got worse and worse. The last place she sent her to, she said there were murderers, there were people unaliving themselves. Traumatic. But she says the only reason why her mother took her out of the program, because at one particular point when insurance wasn't covering it, the state took partial support of her. And then they were like, no, now we're going to take 100% custody of Joe Ellen. And her mom did not want that because I'm sure her mom benefited in some shape or form from some of this. And it wasn't like she just sent Joellen. She sent Joellen and Jen. So Jen, even though she might have been the most closer to the mother for whatever closeness means when it comes to her mom, but they both were sent away. And Alicia was like, yeah, I remember that because they were in school. She went to school with Jen, and apparently she was close with Jen. Like they were like best friends. I believe that's what she referred to her as. I don't think they're best friends now. Things happen. So Alicia remembers that, and she remembers that being weird. Just, you guys were like gone, and we didn't know where you guys went, and blah, blah, blah. So Jen went, Joellen, but here's what makes it even worse. It's not like Joellen actually was a bad kid. She says she sent her to one place because it was like a rehab facility, and they sent her home after a couple of months. And they were like, she doesn't have a problem with drugs or anything like that. The next place she sent her, she said she was there for over a year. Can you imagine over a year being in these traumatic spaces? I felt so much for Joellen. The fact that Joellen was able to be a normal human being. And yeah, she admits that she has her trauma and she has her things and why she might react the way that she reacts when it comes to Rula. But at the same time, it's like, no, Joellen, the fact that you're a normal human being, to me, you're normal. To me, the way that you conduct yourself is enjoyable for us on the show. I don't look at you and I look at Kelsey and I'm like, there's some trauma there. I don't see that with Joellen, but Joellen has been through it. She has been through it, and her mother is the worst of the worst. And I get it. She's not going to be able to hear that because I think, she's trying to have a relationship with her mother. But it makes me wonder, like, why would her mother send her away? First of all, accusing her of using drugs, accusing her of being promiscuous, accusing her of being a bad kid. I don't even know if I'm prepared for this conversation that she's going to have with her mother in a couple of episodes. I don't know if it's next week's episode. But that alone, I'm just like, this woman, did she have like another version of what was that disease called when your children, when the parent is constantly making the children sick in order to get something from it for themselves? I'm just like, is that what was going on? Was this another form of that? It didn't make sense to me. So Alicia then also talks about her own trauma. And look, was it the same as Joellen's? No, but it was a level of rejection. Joellen felt rejected by her mother multiple times. Alicia felt rejected by her father. And then she has an aha moment in having this conversation. Alicia is so many layers. She provides so much fun. This episode alone, she's asking, can you pass down a cracker? I love a tortilla cracker. I love her. I think she's such an onion. There's so many layers to her. There's the crunk side of her. This is how we get down in Rhode Island. She has that side to her. She has the funny side to her. But she also has a very self-aware side to her. She has a kooky side to her. There's many sides to Alicia. But in this moment, she talks about her father basically leaving them stranded and homeless, kicked them out after she got the divorce. And she has not been around her father since. And she says she thinks part of the reason why she doesn't want to get married is because who's going to walk her down the aisle? Your mom, Alicia. Your mom and your aunt. That's who should be walking you down the aisle. Do y'all think they're going to get married next season? I don't see these two breaking up. I don't see a problem with Gary. That's his name, right? I haven't learned the husband's name. Give me second season to learn the husband's names. Just be happy I know the housewives' names. So Alicia says that's probably part of the reason why she doesn't want to get married. Because who's going to walk her down the aisle? Alicia, I know you can be very traditional too. You know who's going to walk you down the aisle? Your mom and your aunts. That's who I want to see walk. And that's going to be a wedding that I might tear up at because you know what she's been through. But the fact that they were able to have this moment and they actually know each other, it's actually years of history. She's talking about, I remember in school, wondering what happened to Jen, not seeing Jen for a few months. So Jen and Joelle, I feel like Joelle's mother had some sort of scam in regards to maybe she was getting money for sending her kids to these things. Or maybe she just was a weirdo mom and she didn't want to be a mom. I can't wait to hear her side of things. But the way that Joellen tells it, She's trash. She makes Reba look like a saint. She makes Muffy look, what's her name? Muffy? What's her name? Bronwyn's mama. She makes her look like a saint. She makes Mama Joyce look like Pope. Pope Joyce, okay? I don't understand. I do not understand. And we haven't gotten a lot of Joellen's mom during the season. We saw that one time. Honestly, I would not trust this woman around my kids. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Kempire, you can't say that. Yes, I just said it. I would not trust this woman around my children because you sent me away when you knew that there wasn't an issue. Do you think that she was jealous of Joellen? Because sometimes there are those mother-daughter dynamics where it seems to be like the mother and daughter are competing with each other, or the mother's competing with the child. And Joellen says she believes her mother felt like she was being promiscuous, even though she wasn't. She says she was not being promiscuous at the time, only for her to become not promiscuous, but she's had a fruitful sex life. She's had, especially in her 20s, as you should. But I wonder if because her mother painted her, there's certain things that parents and your siblings can say to you growing up, even if that's not who you are, but they paint you in a certain light. And some people end up living up to that. They keep telling me I'm a bad person. They keep telling me I'm promiscuous. And then that's what you become. So I wonder if it was any of that. But then I thought to myself in watching this, I'm like, was her mom dating someone else? Because remember, she lost her father. So I'm wondering, what was it? Something else? Was she jealous of Jen and Joellen's relationship with their dad? My psychology degree wants to unpack what exactly happened between Joellen and her mom. Like, what happened to her mom? I want to know Joellen's but Joellen's grandmother's relationship with Joellen. Not with Joellen, with her mom, Joellen's mom. I don't know. It sounds psychotic, honestly. And like I said, I would not trust this woman around my children. Would you? She sent you away to a rehab and you didn't have a problem. She sent you a place for promiscuous girls and you weren't even having sex. Then she sent you a place with murderers and people that were unaliving themselves and you weren't even a bad kid. She was a straight A student. She did well in school. Why did she send these people away? And the minute that the state said they were going to take full custody of the kid, oh no, I want my kid back. Were you getting paid for something? Or because if they took custody away from Joellen's mom, she couldn't file for taxes for her kids. I feel like there was some sort of selfish reason why. Nope. But I also think that Joellen wants to have a relationship with her mom, hence why she allows her mom to babysit the kids or be around the kids. Because I wouldn't. Because something's not right with her mom. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what this conversation is going to look like. I can't promise that it's going to make me see Joellen's mom any different. I think Joellen's mom is trash. I said what I said. Don't y'all think that she's trash? Trash. But anyway, I like this bonding moment between Joellen and Alicia and the aha moment that Alicia had. And I just it felt like such a real moment. Sidebar, I saw clips of Joellen on Watch What Happens Live. Joellen, she handles herself. I always say Watch What Happens Live is like an audition. Okay, you're one way on the reality show. How are you going to deliver when it comes to Watch What Happens Live? Because I have to say, Joellen did far better on Watch What Happens Live than Kelly. Kelly, what's her, and now she's not going by Pharrell anymore. Was it Hopper? No. I don't remember what her maiden name is. All she was doing is hooting and hollering during that Watch What Happens Live appearance. But Joellen really held her own. She spilled some tea. I can't remember everything now because I watched it the other day after it aired because I saw the clips. I know she was saying that her and Rosie had been texting, but then when the show started, they stopped texting. That's because sometimes when these housewives see what you are saying about each other in their confessionals, they're like, oh, I thought we were good by the end of the season, but you were saying this in the confessionals. Oh, I see you. And that's why they've stopped talking. Okay. There was something else that she said in regards to the other ladies. If I remember, I'll talk about it. Can't remember though. I think she did a good job though on Watch What Happens Live too on. The fact that you're normal. I didn't like what Andy called because Joellen's husband and Jen, her sister, were the bartenders. And he was just, yes, they've talked about it on the show. It's been like a running joke about Jen and Joellen's husband. But the way that Andy was being creepy about it, I was like, this is gross. This is weird. But Andy's always been a weirdo. Whatever. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Don't forget, you can also hear our live recaps and special episodes on the KEMPIRE podcast. And today is brought to you by our friends over at Baskin Lather. I am always so excited when I can collaborate with a brand, first of all, that's Black owned, but also something that I know you all can benefit from and will love. That's why today's live is brought to you by our friends over at Baskin Lather. So let me tell you a little bit about Baskin Lather and how it even all began. As I mentioned to you before, it's a Black-owned business. When a dermatologist misdiagnosed CEO Shayna's younger sister and said her hair may never grow back, the family took things into their own hands, very much like Black people always do. Today, her hair is down to her hips. Shayna and her mother researched and formulated their own scalp and hair oil to stimulate growth and retain length. And I know what you're probably thinking, Kempire, what do you know about hair? I said I'm going to find a product from this company that I can use. So for those of you, shout out to the guys that follow the channel, or maybe your husbands that are just listening earshot, they have beard remedies as well. So I've been using their beard shampoo, their beard conditioner, their beard oil, their beard magic, which is going to help fill in spots. I've been using it for 3 weeks. So if you see a transformation when it comes to my beard, you know it was at the hands of Baskin Lather. So there are things there for men as well. But more importantly, I know that we have a large audience of women that follow the channel. So I love when we can bring a product that's going to benefit you. Let me tell you a little bit more about Baskin Lather and some of the things that they have on their website. If you're looking for something when it comes to your hair, nourish and hydrate from the inside out with 100% natural ingredients. They have a nourishing hair balm for curly or kinky hair that helps reduce hair breakage and adds shine. When used regularly, users have seen results in about 3 months. Made with ingredients that can penetrate hair strands without clogging pores. Non-greasy formulation with no petroleum or lanolin. They also have hydrating hair mist. Keep any hair type soft and shiny and hydrated. Combines aloe vera and avocado oil to reduce frizz, treat dryness, detangle, and redefine curls. And I took a look at their before and afters, and you would be amazed. From people that have alopecia to dryness of hair to length. The length, I was like, well, maybe I do need to try it. They also have before and after when it comes to thinning hair and shedding of your hair. As I said before, there are multiple before and afters for men as well. These products are for both men and women. I never bring you something here where you can't benefit or get a discount. Explore viral bestsellers and products of healthier hair of all types from Baskin Lather. Go to baskinlatherco.com and use code KEMPIRE for 20% off. That's 20% off at baskinlatherco.com, code KEMPIRE. More details on Baskin Lather will be available in the description. Thanks to Baskin Lather for sponsoring today's live. And shout out to those of you that have been hitting me up and letting me know about your own journey with Baskin Lather. Again, more information on everything regards to Baskin Lather will be available in the description and our other sponsors. And don't forget to join the Inner Circle, guys. Join the Kempire's Inner Circle today at thekempire.com/join. This is where you'll get more details on my trip, exclusives, announcements, things like that. You will be the first to know. So join today. And shout out to those of you that have joined already. So you already know where I am and what I've been doing. You've been getting my entire itinerary. Okay, I've been taking time and putting that mailing list together. Okay, give me some deets that you can actually benefit from. Just saying. All right. Moving on, for those that are just joining us, we're talking about the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. What I forgot to ask you guys at the top of this is, how would you rate this week's episode? Honestly, after that conversation with Joellen and Alicia, I'm going to give this episode a 9. It was just such a strong episode. That was the heart of the episode. The ladies are still at this group girls trip, and they end up going on a boat ride. And honestly, I was like, okay, is there going to be any drama on this boat ride? There wasn't any. But before the boat could even go, Ashley gets a call that her son's going to have to go to the ER, and she gets really emotional about it. And they're also very supportive and things like that. They're not laughing at her. And I'm not laughing at her, but anytime she starts crying, I start laughing. There's something about the way that Ashley cries that makes me got to swallow my laugh, because this is a serious moment. But I get it. She was very emotional. I think it's anxiety for her. So she ends up leaving. They end up having a good time on this boat. But here's how the episode continues and goes. We have this moment where Joellen gets this information, this video about Brian and the mistress. Because remember, Joellen knows the mistress's friend. She also knows the mistress from what she said. And she's met the mistress. Here's my thing with this. And I said this before. After the polo event, I wanted Joellen to let this go. But I get it. We're producing a reality show. But Joellen justifies her getting this information and telling the rest of the group by saying that at the polo event, I said, I'm going to get some more proof for you. Do you want that? And Rula, yeah, I want it. So while Rula's at home avoiding this whole conversation and pretending to be safe, sidebar, I think the reason why Rula, it's not that she didn't want to confront these women, or be amongst these women. I don't think it has anything to do with those women. I think Rula wanted to be home because based off of the timeline, they're saying that this video footage that Joellen gets her hands on, they're saying this was like 2 days before the polo event. So I'm thinking Rula, knowing what went down at the polo event, I'm not going to be leaving on this girls' trip for a couple of days as free time for you to go be with this other woman. Rula, what are you fighting for? I don't understand what Rula's fighting for. Does anyone else? And someone on social media a few weeks ago said this to me. Rula knows that her husband's cheating. Rula wants Joellen to stop reminding her. And I don't know if I believe that either, because when Joellen says, do you want me to get proof? And yeah, give me the proof. I don't understand. I don't know what the end game is when it comes to Rula. I get it. Culturally, maybe she doesn't want to get another divorce, but he's being so disrespectful with this divorce. I don't understand. I don't get it. And look, maybe I should get it, because we've seen plenty of people stay in terrible marriages and a cheating situation beyond it being so obvious. But it's like we're watching this, and then when you see what's played out in the news between Brian and Rula, it's like, this is even worse than what we even thought. You're reporting him to the police for putting a tracking device on your car. He's out here cheating and suing the mistress because he put her name on one of the businesses.
Hey, you there, in the baby registry rabbit hole. The thing experienced parents agree on? A Nanit smart baby monitor. One camera, one app for video, breathing motion monitoring, and personalized sleep insights. All in one place. Check in from anywhere. Get real-time safety notifications and capture every sleepy smile and goodnight kiss. The best part? Those insights help you get more sleep, starting night 1. Add it to your registry or shop at Nanit, NANIT.com.
Spring cleaning doesn't have to mean a cabinet full of different products. With Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner, one bottle does it all. From counters and appliances to walls, floors, carpet, and more. Simple Green gets the entire house clean. And it's concentrated, so you can dilute for different cleaning jobs and get more value out of every bottle. Available in original, lemon, or lavender scents. This spring, keep cleaning simple. Buy now at simplegreen.com. Simplegreen.com.
And he looks like the way he looks. What is happening here? Why are we dealing with this? If he has nerve to be cheating on Rula, I really wonder what the mistress looks like. I'm surprised we don't have a picture of the mistress because the way she's been posting on social media about him, I'm surprised we don't. And maybe it is. Maybe it's on those Reddit streets and I just haven't seen it. Not that it matters at this particular point. And I also look at the mistress like, girl, do you not have any self-respect either? And all of y'all are fighting over Brian? Okay, fine. But now apparently he's suing the mistress. But I wonder if he's suing the mistress off the strength of Rula saying that he should sue the mistress. Because it seems like that the mistress seems to be like the love of his life. Because if this is what, a couple days before the polo event, and they're describing the video footage that Joelle has gotten her hands on from her friend that's friends with the mistress. So I'm trying to understand, where exactly was the friend recording this information? But okay. So she gets this information to Joelle, and Joelle shares it with Liz. They tell the group about it, and the group is watching this video footage. This is 5 minutes where he's rubbing on her and he's consoling her. He's bringing her he brings her coffee every morning, but he's going to the gym. Okay. We could tell you're going to the gym. We could tell you're going to the gym. Okay. You know what? Now, speaking of the gym, I'm missing Pilates. I did have a few different things that I could have done while here. You always have a plan in your head when you're on vacation. Oh, I'm going to work out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then you're like, oh no, I'm going to go on a tour. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go do some shopping. No, who's got time? Oh, I have work to do. I have emails to respond to. I have accounting to do. I have a mailing list to mail out. Who has time? Even I've been walking a lot, but I'm looking forward to getting back into my Pilates when I get back. I'm like, oh, my body is missing Pilates. But I also feel like it's a good thing to give your body a break from your usual routine of exercises. So, oh my goodness. One of the things that I did, I climbed something. I'm not telling y'all in the details, but if you're a part of the mailing list, you know what I climbed. When I was coming down, I was fine climbing it, but then coming down, I was like, oh, my quads feel better now, but my quads were like, oh, wait a minute, because the angle of coming down was a little bit tougher. And I was just like, oh, I kind of feel, honestly, I blame the other tourists because the way that they were going down, they were a little bit more fearful. So I'm trying to get down, but then I'm like having to stop at like weird angles. Anyway, I've digressed. How did I get into that? Anyway, don't forget to like today's video, guys. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. This is a pre-recorded recap of the Housewives of Rhode Island. If you had to rate this week's episode from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I'm giving it a 9. I think Rhode Island is solid. But again, they're solid this season. Will they be solid in season 2? We shall see. They might change up on us. Do you think that this entire cast will return? I don't see them not returning. The only person I can see potentially not returning, a couple of people actually, Rula because she doesn't want to put her marriage on display anymore. Kelsey because she really doesn't have anything else going on. Your biggest storyline was dating this man that had you hemmed up, or your sugar daddy had you hemmed up in a mansion. Now we're going to watch you live in a rental? No shade, but I'm just like, I could potentially see her being very boring next season. Just there. That's just me. Anyone else? So they end up bringing this video information to the group. So they're all watching this video. And they're like, oh my God, you can't deny this evidence. No, you can't deny this evidence. Guys, before we wrap this up, I do want to say thank you to another sponsor here on the channel. Shout out to our friends over at Rhode. I know you're probably tired of hearing people say, new year, new me. However, it can be a new year and a new you. Everyone is trying to get back into the gym. They're trying to do some weight loss things. You may have also heard of GLP-1s. Our friends over at Rhode has gotten you covered with the new GLP-1 pill. The pill is a new, more convenient and approachable way to GLP-1s if you've been thinking about it. A self-administered shot can be a bit intimidating. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. If you've been thinking about getting on a GLP-1, Rhode might be the way to do it. They have 100% online care, access to clinically proven, FDA-approved medications, free insurance checks, side effects management, dosing support, and more. Rhode offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The new GLP-1 pill has the same weight loss ingredient as the shot and packs comparable results to the shot. It can help patients lose 14% of their body weight in a year on average. This is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise. You may have also seen Serena Williams talk about collaborating and endorsing Rhode as well. As a world-class athlete, she also wanted to drop pounds after having children. If I had needed this particular option, this is what I would use. A pill versus a shot? Why not? Go to ro.co/Kempire to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Rhode. That's ro.co/Kempire to get started on Rhode. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medication. More details on your discount and more will be available in the description. And we're back. Shout out to Rhode for sponsoring today. We appreciate them and sponsoring the last few lives that we've done. So shout out to all of our sponsors. More information on all of our sponsors will be available in the description. And I love hearing when you guys are taking advantage of some of the sponsors that we brought here on the channel. Stay tuned for many more. Again, if you haven't already, be sure to like today's video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. So they end this particular episode with this video footage that Joellen brings to the group. I don't know. I'm on the fence with this because, again, I think it was a couple of episodes ago that I said, I think I need Joellen to just let this go. Let the goose go, okay? Because she doesn't care. And if she doesn't care, and this is her marriage, I understand why Joellen initially was very much involved because now you're calling my work. So I understand. However, now we have video footage. Like, how is Rula going to, how is she going to respond? You know what Rula's going to say? She's so good with AI. O'Brien told me she's very good with AI. People like that, I'm like, I'm not going to even bring this information to you. I'm not going to even argue with you. Girl, you like it. I love it for you. Because any information I'm going to bring to you, you're going to say it's AI. Again, Joelle, she said that to you when you guys sat down. So you say to her at Polo Place, a polo party, that I'm going to bring you some, but do you want me to get you more information? No, Joelle, she's going to say to you that it's artificial intelligence. She's not going to believe it. And even that video footage, that's not real. Watch, we already know that's not real. Or no, he was breaking it off with her. That's what Kelsey said. He's probably going to be like, oh, he was just breaking it off with her. No, he wasn't. That seems to be the love of his life. You're not the love of his life. I know you got the 2 kids, but apparently, no, that's not it. And I wonder if those kids, I'm assuming those kids are his kids. So I'm wondering if that's also why she doesn't want to get a divorce. Because maybe the first divorce, she didn't have any children. So, okay, let's pretend like that didn't exist. But now you have the 2 kids. I don't know. I can't make sense of why Rula is so delusional and trying to make this relationship work. But, okay, girl. Fine. Look fine. All right, before we go, I did see, and because I don't know if I will even remember or be able to talk about this at any given point. You know, yesterday we recapped Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if you were a real one and you're here for all the recaps, you're welcome, because here we're able to actually talk about other things. And we talked about a bunch of stuff during this pre-recorded live. So shout out to those of you. Shout out to our King's Guards holding us down. And of course, shout out to our subscribers and channel members. Become a member at teamkempire.com/join. Also join our mailing list, Kempire's Inner Circle, if you want to know where I've been traveling, what I've been doing. I've been in, actually, I believe in members, those of you that are subscribed. If you were traveling or you plan to travel, don't you think I gave you a couple of things to do? Some really cool tips. I'm loving the mailing list. Just like, it's my mailing list. And it's more work for me. I just added more work for myself. Anyway, I digressed. So we recapped Real Housewives of Atlanta yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Like, I'm all mixed up. I had to make sure the other day, I was like, wait, is today Tuesday or Monday? So I recapped Real Housewives of Atlanta. I talked to you about Drew Sidora and Angela Oakley clapping back at some of the things that were said about them during the episode. People are still reacting, including K. Michelle, because K. Michelle has been having not a rough season. I can't say she's been having a rough season. Maybe she feels like she's having a rough season because of people are not necessarily gravitating towards her. But it seems like she might be backpedaling a little bit when it comes to her issues with Portia during the season. Portia did that interview with Carlos King. I thought that K. Michelle was going to crash out on the internet because she's been very sensitive. And she hasn't said really much of anything. So K. Michelle said this on social media on, when was it? The 12th, on May 12th. She says, "Do y'all understand I'm the one that's friends with all of these ladies? Y'all don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. I call every single lady. Cynthia I check on. I don't play about Phaedra. She's misunderstood. Angela and me respect each other and want a read-off. Shamia is Shamia, funny as hell, big heart, just heard. Kelly, the person who ain't afraid of anyone, who truly makes sure I'm okay. Pinky is going to talk you to death about real ish. Portia is going to be funny and act like she run the show. Love them all. I have never had girls as friends. I'm like a lot of women. Let me grow. No harm. Real life." I don't know what she's responding to. Is it she responding to the preview that we saw for next week's episode? Or, because even in this week's episode of Atlanta, I'm just like, K. Michelle's there. Yes, she doesn't want to film with the group. It's just coming across as very sour, coming across very humdrum, coming across like Angel from Real Housewives of Potomac. Just like, when she said that she's a mood changer, yeah, you're bringing us down, K. Michelle. Just have a good time. And I get it. I think because people were talking about her coming from Love and Hip Hop, she's trying to paint herself in a different way. Just be yourself. That's what people loved about you from when you're on reality television. I had such high hopes for her being on the show. Between the tweets, between these highs and lows and making excuses, I'm just like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But if it makes sense to you, fine, girl. Shout out to our friends over at OMFG Reality TV. I'm reading it from their post. I want to see what the comments are saying. So Tamantha says, "No shade, but how you in a sorority with no girlfriends?" Oh, because she's a Delta. Well, I didn't think about that. New State of York says she calls every single lady, but doesn't mention Drew. Okay. Oh, I just realized that. I'm glad I read the comments. Someone else, Rye, says she talked more on Twitter than she do on the show. You're right, Rye. Jarvis says, "So why did she make those tweets about Portia last week after the episode?" It's like this, it's manic one moment. It's like, what's going on, Kay? Queen Sheba says, "She act like we're the newbies." Oh my gosh. Let me see. The realtor guru says, "Portia don't act like she runs the show. She just be there in the moment, K. Michelle. What does Shamia have to be hurt by? And she started all the ish in 4K last year." Shamia, based off the preview for next week with Shamia, I'm like, I don't know. Look, I don't know. You're going to blame people for the downfall of your friendship with Portia? I believe Portia and Shamia's relationship's downfall has nothing to do with any of the other women and them carrying a bone or talking about their friendship. I don't think it had any. I think that they've always had these issues, and the show just was the match. So they continue. They said, "I love the fact that you're cool with everyone because Cynthia is too. I hope you and Drew get it together because y'all don't need to beef at all." I'm trying to understand what they're beefing about. It cannot be the fact that Drew says, "Oh, you ain't no black." And then you were talking about how she implied something and how she used her finger. No, she didn't. It's so dramatic. Notorious Poppy says, "We wanted activated K though. Right now she's giving Phaedra on Married to Medicine vibes." I don't need K. Michelle to be activated. I just need K. Michelle to have a good time and be herself and not so sensitive about everything or creating narratives that don't exist. Okay? The Travel 19 says, what is her deal with Drew? Based on what we're seeing, if it stems from what we saw in this week's episode, K. Michelle, girl, you're going to owe Drew an apology at this reunion. Okay? Okay, Monet says, laughing my A off, but mad at Drew, girl, bye. That's shade towards Portia as well. Saki on in the comment section says she sees the fans are not feeling her about Portia. Yeah. It's giving you a shucking and jiving for the fans. I don't know what to tell you, girl. I don't know what to tell you, but I wanted to mention it here, y'all. And if you missed it, we did recap the Real Housewives of Atlanta. When did we recap that? Oh, yesterday, right? Whenever. It's available. And you can also hear it on the Kempire podcast. So make sure you subscribe to that. That's a cleaned up, edited version. Sometimes I add additional stuff to that as well. So be sure to check that out and join our mailing list, thekempire.com/join. If you want to find out details about my trip and what I've been up to, that kind of thing. I got a lot more coming up. I am looking forward to heading home soon and relaxing. It's one thing to live out of your suitcase and your normalcy. Now, okay, it's time to get back to the normal. So eventually, all right? But thank you all for all the birthday love, the birthday wishes, the gifts, the things. Shout out to all the Tauruses. It's still our season. So for those of you already talking about Gemini season, y'all need to slow your roll. We still got another 9 more to 8, 7, another week. Okay. We got another week. Okay. Leave us alone. Us Tauruses, let us have our time. All right. Shout out to all of our moderators. Shout out to our subscribers. Shout out to our channel members. Shout out to those of you watching in the bushes and haven't liked the video yet. What you doing? Okay. All right. Let me go, y'all. I got more of the town to see. Let me go paint the town red, right? All right. Do me a favor, like the video. Do me a favor, rate the podcast 5 stars. All right. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you all in the next one. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to the Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. As always, don't forget to give the Kempire podcast a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. We're trying to get to 1,000 reviews in both platforms. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, download, and share the Kempire podcast.
Are you trying to get weight loss support through telehealth, but it feels overwhelming and rushed? Check out OrderlyMeds.com now. OrderlyMeds.com was built to be different. Here, you connect with real doctors who take the time to understand your goals, review your eligibility, and guide you through a plan that's right for you. Orderly Meds provides access to proven GLP-1 medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, including both name brand options and personalized compound versions when appropriate. So you have choices backed by clinical oversight, not guesswork. It's a simpler, more supportive telehealth experience designed around people who want clarity, care, and confidence in their weight loss journey. And your medication is delivered directly to your home in discreet packaging, so your experience stays private from start to finish. Do your research, ask the right questions, then visit orderlymeds.com/podcast for an exclusive offer. Again, that's orderlymeds.com/podcast. Individual results may vary, not medical advice. Eligibility required. See site for details.